In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission.
Mikey, what are you doing?
I'm doing the thing for the podcast.
It's not that hard, bud.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends podcast.
And that's how we became friends.
That's how we were kicked out of a state.
Oh, yeah. To be fair, it's a shitty state.
Hey, who likes Utah anyway?
Yeah, Utah's a very interesting state, to say the least.
There's like a bunch of tax benefits for living there, though, isn't there?
Yeah, except the state runs all the liquor stores.
Yeah, but that's a bunch of states. But in all fairness, every state with state-run liquor stores almost all suck.
But your tax benefits you make up for when you buy booze. Like they make up for it.
Tracks. I guess I'll do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
This is the Freedom Friends podcast brought to you by Warfighter Tobacco. If you go over to warfightertobacco.com. See, I got the brand name right this time. It's because I wasn't drinking before the show. If you go over to warfightertobacco.com and use the code FTFO, you get 15% off your order over there. If you go to our very good friends over at owellness.us and use the code FreedomFriends25, you get a quarter off your order. Ice Tech coolers for those who get it. You can get yourself a box that we confirmed holds 2.5 dead hookers. Mm-hmm. Don't ask about the confirmation. And use the code FreedomFriends10 over there. You get 10% off your order. And our boy Murph over at Grill Your Ass Off Seasonings for the best way to rub your meat. You can go over there. There's a link somewhere, or you can type out this really long address, which I don't feel like saying. And you can go get 15% off, and we get a piece of it, or
something like that.
Yeah,
I know you get 15% off. So
at a minimum, you get a discount, and Murph will rub your meat.
Every now and then he'll throw some donkey dongs our way, and we call it.
Yeah. Or you can get a hold of James at grillyourassoff.com. He's their national sales manager. And if you go to him directly, he'll make sure he takes care of your order.
Mm-hmm. First, we got a few sponsors that keeps this shit show running.
Yeah.
Warfighter Tobacco with old Scott Jensen and the boys.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar?
Holy shit, can we just clip this and put it on a button?
I feel like he's giving us a lesson right now. Like, you guys are doing it wrong.
It's not a lesson. It's just me repeating something that I have said over 1,000 times in my life.
Well, normally we have Mikey, who sits where you sit. So I would do the introduction, but if you don't know who that is,
his reference would be when we advertised with the old Drinking Bros.
Yeah, because you were an OG sponsor.
Yeah. One of the first.
Yeah.
One of the first. Scott Jansen and the boys. Right? That's Ross every time.
Every time.
It's because that's the only name he knew.
Yeah. I didn't take any offense to it. I'm like, I get it.
Fine.
It's Scott and that other guy.
Yeah. He knew his full name.
Which, give it to Ross.
And the boys.
And he pronounced it correctly.
But it's impressive that Ross knew Scott's full name.
Yes. And, he knew you're and the boys.
Yeah. Every time I saw him, he recognized me.
Yeah.
So,
I believe we first came in contact because you guys made a video for us, didn't you?
No, first was Range 15.
I thought you made a video for us even before that in the silencer.
Okay,
shop.
hold on. Before we get into too many royal wees, we should probably tell the people who this random voice is that's on the show right now.
If you don't know, fucking, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, but most of our stuff is just audio. I know, like, you keep thinking like they're seeing him, but most of our people, it's just an audio show.
I can quote this from Drinking Bros also. This is an audio show.
Jared, this is an audio show.
Yeah. So
yes, that is not Mikey.
It is not Mikey.
Mikey's shitting his pants sick. So
yeah,
this is JT. It's Black Rifle Coffee. I still know you as JT from Article 50.
Dude,
right.
You know what? I could be JT from this Saturday band.
Right? You wear a lot of hats.
Or JT from Snake Farm.
Right?
Yeah. which I want to do. I've been wanting to shoot a bunch of commercials with Jack, where it's Jack from Snake Farm, because Snake Farm is my skateboarding company that I have with a number of other veterans who started it like 6 years ago.
And then we can all ask Jack what he's wearing.
Well, I have these concepts of Jack just being this homeless guy that lives at the skate park, and it's like, oh, that's Jack from Snake Farm.
Can we get him hoochie daddy khakis though? Just like 3-inch inseam khakis.
Yes, absolutely.
There you go. Mainly, I just want to see Jack.
Have you been to the Snake Farm here in Texas?
No.
The little zoo thing they have going?
They did attempt to shut us down.
Yeah.
But we have the trademark for Snake Farm in skateboards. It's
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
why do you care?
The
You're a
random
goddamn Snake Farm.
the random
They used to be a
I-35
whorehouse.
zoo whorehouse.
Yeah, back in the day, they used to be a whorehouse.
There shouldn't be any confusion.
Well, it literally all it was like a handful of snakes, and I guess it used to be like a I don't know, hotel-ish type thing.
Really?
And,
They also used to have one
like,
giraffe. For
there's
some
a whole
fucking
bunch of
reason.
Texas country songs that talk about it being a whorehouse.
Nice.
And yeah,
The more you know.
I'm not gonna lie, Snake Farm's not a bad name for a whorehouse.
No, I mean it wouldn't scare me away.
There you go.
Well, you'd be
Anyways.
the snake they're farming, so.
So that's JT from Many Things.
yeah.
You pick one.
Yeah, like actively try to seek out someone HIV positive to have sex with. I felt that it was kind of like the Chinese pufferfish. You could die eating this.
Oh, I
It was
see.
the sushi.
Is it
of
the same
sex
thing?
world.
Because it's like a 1 in 60 with the puffer fish, right? Like it's like is it the same odds?
I don't know what the odds are, but I mean,
like
it
it.
was
Well, it's how-
my Chinese pufferfish.
It's how you prepare
It's
the
all in how
pufferfish.
it's prepared.
So
yeah,
it's
that's-
how you prepare the sex, I believe.
I came up with a new concept the other day. I called Dan Holloway about this, and because Dan used to always post ads on Craigslist just to fuck with people. Like he'd say that he had German Shepherd puppies just so when people texted him, he goes, "Oh no, they all died." So I was like, Dan, you got to get like a crib. And just like cover it in fake blood and then put an ad for the crib and just be like, dog ate the baby, crib for sale, $15 off because of the stains. God, that's fucked up. R.I.P. baby.
Oh, that'd be great.
Still have the pit bull,
And it's
though.
like, dog's not included in the sale.
Other than this one incident, she was a good girl.
It was the baby's fault.
It's just a little jealous.
Just the screenshot of that Craigslist ad had me in tears. Just dog ate baby, $15 off because of stains.
Hashtag pitbull for life. Hashtag fuck around and find out.
Hashtag no new meat. It's only been 7 minutes and we're fucked.
I know.
Yeah.
This does. This reminds me of the old days.
Well, that's good.
The
'cause
garage in El
Yeah,
Paso.
the garage in El Paso.
Which makes me feel great because Warfighter started the same time Black Rifle did. You guys got ahead of us a little.
Oh, we were 2 years later.
No,
Yeah,
that's the same time.
they were 14.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
16.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well,
you got 2 years to catch up,
2
Scott.
years. I got this.
You're on the way.
No, but we were talking earlier about the video thing. And it was before we started Warfighter.
Yeah, wasn't it? You guys
And-
were like cutting a Christmas tree down or some shit.
No, we did a
We did your
a joint bag of coffee with Black Rifle.
the most
through the
banned
gun store.
video you guys
And it was
ever had.
Fuck hipster coffee.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Logan came out to Nebraska and filmed
Yep.
with us. Yep.
I remember that now. Man, it's been a while.
But that was
Yeah.
after we filmed Range 15.
Yeah.
So we met at Range 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. It's all bleeds together now.
It
Right?
does.
It's like it seems ages ago, or it just seems even then it was like Range 15 we filmed 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It was 2015. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just wild as fuck.
That was fun though.
What was the timeline from when y'all started production of Range 15 to like when y'all finished? Because I've heard it was like super short,
14
right?
days.
Yeah.
There's
Jesus.
a documentary about it called Not a War Story that shows like how, I mean, we were doing 13 pages a day and when we were making them, Like we were making it every day. Like, and it was also too, like we knew that script upside and down. You didn't have to fuck any of us, me, Rocco, Matt, Nick, Jack, like we never missed a line. It was trying to get all our cameos to hit theirs. Like, we did like a 3-page dialogue scene in one take, like where everybody had timing and beats. Like that's just how much we practiced and rehearsed and were ready.
Well, and you guys wrote it. I mean, so you knew it.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that the previs also was extremely strong,
we had read
which
that
is
thing
that's
a
where
million times.
I mean, previs will
When
that'll
you,
speed a production along.
when you
so
guys were
fucking much.
filming, they were literally doing a scene over here, a scene over here.
Yeah.
Like you had
Yeah,
3
we
or
were
4
split,
things
yeah.
going on. At
We
the
had
same
3
time.
crews.
Yeah. Yeah. It was nuts.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
I met a couple really good friends from there though. Hollywood Hurd,
Yeah.
he's a good buddy of mine now, and a couple.
Now, were
really-
you guys running like a DP, and then you had a cam A, cam B, and cam C? So you had like secondary DPs.
You had first unit.
Yeah.
And then you had the first unit, the director, Ross. We had a second unit director was Hollywood. So, and then the third unit was the documentary.
Okay.
So
I just didn't know if you-
Hollywood could pick up and take his entire unit. So unit 1 has 4 cams.
Right.
Unit 2 has 4 cams.
Right.
So that's why we were able to like park Hollywood on something, because he can just go over there and do
Yeah,
his
so
own
I
thing.
just didn't know if you were running first unit, second unit DP, and then had a key DP.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Your overall DP was a guy named Jesus, and you know,
He was a good dude. What was the sound guy's name? The fucking oh god, he tripped me out every fucking time.
the German dude.
yeah,
Hold for plane, Hans. Hold for plane. Do you want to see my Mensch Weisen? What? Nothing.
No, I like knowing how I went to film school, so
Hell yeah.
I like how production actually operates.
It was,
so.
we learned on the fly. And you know what? I kind of wish I didn't write any of this down, but leaving there, I had it all this mechanical makeup in my head on how to change different roles and responsibilities in a film set that would make it more efficient using the military fucking.
A lot of it hasn't
That's shot.
evolved in a very long time. So there's
This
a lot
is how
of
we've always done it.
yeah, and it's like okay, but nothing in this industry still operates this way,
Yeah.
like at all.
Well, I mean, your biggest problem with a film set is your different departments, you know, they all report to the director
Mhm.
or the first AD, but like there's not a very good, clear share of information between departments at all. So that causes fighting constantly. And then what they do is they start flexing their power. So you've got the art department, who is handling all set dressing, prop, location type stuff. Well, they have to communicate with grip and electric and camera, right? But they don't. And then there's nobody really like in charge because a director is too worried about the fucking art.
right.
So you don't have a sergeant major on a set. And that's what I was going to create was
It's
this is the ops sergeant major.
It's what your
right?
UPM is supposed to be doing. But UPMs are far more worried about away from camera scheduling.
Well, UPM
than
is
they
sitting
are,
in the fucking trailer
Yeah.
all day doing paperwork and trying to make sure there isn't stealing. And
But between your UPM and your first AD, those are the ones that everybody's supposed to be answering to on
Yeah.
timeline, but nobody does.
Yeah.
And there is no bigger prima donna on a set than a production designer.
well, I mean, like we had an incident like where our art director got pissed off at the camera department. So he locked the prop truck and left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck.
So
You can just hold the set hostage.
well,
'cause-
yeah. Now the final scene was all around a prop, and we can't get into the fucking prop truck. And this dude just bailed and turned his phone off. Like Nick and I had to rewrite the fucking scene right there.
Well, it's better an incident like that than an incident like on Rust.
yeah, I would say
Because
that.
you guys had a lot of firearms on
Well,
that
yeah,
set.
but we also had professionals. Like we had the best in the business that deals with guns. And I've sadly heard from Carl since then that a lot of productions are going away from real prop guns now. Like now they're just going to use plastic or rubbers and just do everything VFX.
Just CG it back in,
because everybody's so terrified of what happened on Rust, which sucks because I mean that place, I mean it has the greatest collection of firearms from World War I on. I mean when you walk into that place, like because we got to choose what gun we had.
You guys should have filmed that.
We should have. Because there was a room the size of like this whole back half that was just World War I. And then you went to another place and they have everything. They have just metal and wood replicas. They have firing replicas, like blank firing replicas. Then they have rubber that looks exactly like you grab an Enfield, but it's rubber. It's super light and everything. And like there's thousands of them. So like
all the plug barrel stuff.
Yeah. And then you go to the next ring over and it's World War II. You go to the next ring over, it's Vietnam. Everything. Like patrol boat. Like dude, they had fucking everything. Mortars. All the artillery pieces and shit like that. It was so cool.
Biggest memory I have from that place is actually the smell. Because it is, if you're a gun dude, it is the most intoxicating smell you've ever been around in your life.
I've never seen that many guns.
Yeah.
And then it was just so many different versions of them. And it was just like, holy shit, this is badass.
Nice.
I just got back from Cletus McFarland's place.
Nice.
You did the Crown Vic thing.
Did the Freedom 500. I didn't get to race in it because I didn't earn my seat. I had to qualify and I got second. So Jim York.
What an asshole.
Yeah. Fuck you, Jim.
Yeah, we know Jim. Fuck you, Jim.
Yeah, Jim York beat me. He beat me fair and square. I can say I was trying so hard to bully him, and I could like he was consistently about a half a car ahead of me, and I couldn't catch him no matter what I did.
But isn't that like all he does now, though?
Yeah, I mean he does a lot of stunts. He's breaking the world record limo jump in June in Vegas. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So my boy, his first car was is a Crown Vic police car that I bought him from New Braunfels. And so he's super jealous of that race. He's like, it's like his dream.
It was the single-handed funnest motorsports event I've ever been to.
Nice.
Because it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's like NASCAR LARPing. Like, if you think about it, it is. It's a shorter track. It's cheap, shitty cars. Like, but they're all decorated like it's NASCAR. Every driver's got his fire suit and his Hans device and his helmet. But I mean, the drivers, they're all legit drivers.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Travis Pastrana, Bucky Lassick, fucking BJ Baldwin. We had Von Gittin Jr. Like, who I made friends with this weekend. And like, that dude is one of the coolest dudes on the planet. He's Monster's one of Monster's biggest car athletes. And I put a giant BRC sticker on his windshield before he got there. So like, I was like, oh, you didn't show up, so I decorated your car for you. No, he was awesome. And so like, even in you've got the grandstands and then you've got 22 cars out there. These guys are fucking fighting.
Yeah.
In a yellow flag, Cletus just pits Vaughn, flips him around. Like, and dude, the fans are going nuts. Like, because they're on a fucking caution lap and Cletus is just like, fuck you, spins him around. Like Leah Block was just like ramming somebody in front of her. Like,
So
it's
like
just
Demolition Derby, but
it's fun. It's funny. Like, and then it's like, it was a fucking legit race. Like Kevin from KSR was like fucking killing it. And then Travis comes all the way from the back, who qualified first. Travis did, but then they flipped the field. So he had to start in the back. Travis gets all the way up front, and it's sick. It's sick because you can just see how naturally talented that motherfucker is because he can just get them every lap is perfect, and he's gaining 2 cars every time he does a lap, and he's just picking them off. Someone starts not letting him by, he just bullies him in until it's like he wins. And then he led the race for a good 10-15 laps, and then he got fucking spun out. Or no, he lost a tire. His tire blew, and which sucked because man, it would have been awesome if he won.
Yeah.
And then Cletus fucking stuck in the middle of the pack the whole time, and then just started inching up, and then won the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did they do any engine mods, or is it just stock cars?
So no, they did a great job with the cars this year. They had beautiful cages from Cage Kits from Chair Slayer. So Chair Slayer did a great job on this. Beautiful cages with seat belts, and then they did exhaust, a tune, and some harder suspension on one side of the car, on the right side of the car. So like the cars were like badass. Like they were loud. Like that was another thing. Like they were super loud. So you got the effect of these things freaking.
But it wasn't just a free for all on the engine. It was
no. Cletus builds the cars, so he makes them all the exact same.
I got you.
And then they had nitrous. So you had a 50-pound nitrous in the back that you could, use whenever you wanted.
just because.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's cool.
So it was a blast. I recommend anybody that's in Florida, like when you see those events, they're cool. Yeah. Because then after everything was done, Cletus gets the trophy, gets the prize, which was this badass little car. And then every athlete walks to the grandstands and drinks beer and signs and takes pictures and hangs out with the fans for the rest of the night.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Like, what other event can you go to like that?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Everything got so serious. NASCAR got so serious.
Yeah,
like,
there's no.
We need you to wear a polo or something.
I feel like NASCAR is trying to follow like F1.
Where if NASCAR followed the UFC, they would become more popular.
Or if NASCAR stuck to their ways when they used to let tobacco companies sponsor their tracks and beer. Yeah. And like people wore like overalls and got shit faced.
When there was literally a series
corporate
sponsored
America,
by a cigarette company.
Yeah. Corporate America has lost that though.
Yeah.
They all want to pretend that there isn't like 60% of this country that wants to fucking cut their sleeves off and say the word fuck.
Right.
I think you're being super safe at 60%. Because these companies are super scared of what a 5% is going to say.
Yeah, look at us. Like we're the only ones left that openly like back police.
Right.
But you guys have also got your fair share of shit for standing firm to what you guys
from
believe
our
in.
own community.
Well, I mean, what they don't realize though is like that whole conversation turned away from it, the subject matter of Kyle. It was more of, I'm not going to do this because you're telling me I have to, you motherfuckers.
Right.
Like, and oh, by the way, use your brilliant internet research fucking ability that you seem to have.
Right.
Go back and look at my Facebook the day Kenosha happened.
Right.
I was literally like berating all the liberal idiots that lived in Pensacola, because when I lived in Pensacola, I gained a lot of friends from that area, so they were all like losing their fucking pink hair mind. And there's me on there 3 days later going, hey, you touch somebody's rifle, there's only one other option at that point, is to die.
Yeah.
Like it's you or them, like at that point.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I mean, shit, half the people didn't even know how it unfolded. Like I talked to Jeremy from the Quartering like 3 weeks ago. And I was like, because he had mentioned it in one of his broadcasts. And I was like, dude, let me tell you what went down.
Yeah.
NPR posted an article and did a broadcast on their radio show claiming that we offered Kyle a sponsorship right after his release. And so we woke up that next morning just getting like phone calls from fucking all of our payment processors, our bank. Chase Bank dropped us, by the way. Like we lost our bank. And so we were like,
that's
hey,
a fun period in between banks.
We don't know. We don't know Kyle. Like we didn't offer a sponsorship. Yeah. We don't know him. That was it. Like we
that
don't
was that
know
whole
him.
thing where they drudged up that picture from like a year.
No.
earlier
That
where
picture
he had
was his release.
Yeah.
But he had a T-shirt on.
Yeah,
That was a
that was
release.
his
That was the
release.
release, right?
That was
But
the first
somebody
photo.
else gave him the
And then-
T-shirt.
Because
and then
obviously,
the
if he had a
first person
BRCC
that
shirt,
posted it, by
you
the
mailed
way,
it to him. Like that's the only way he could have possibly.
no, he got it at Bass Pro. And
that's my point. Is that there's how many of those fucking shirts running around?
well, and the person that posted it was a journalist, like a right journalist. When he posted that picture, that was the first. He was the first one to post it, by the way. So you know that's going to blow up on Twitter. When he posted it, he put his coupon code for Black Rifle in it, and we were like, "Dude, no, you can't use this as a fucking promotional item." So again, like I will argue with anyone that comes to me and goes, "No, you did that wrong." It's like, no, dude, we're not putting a coupon code on the photo. Like, like it's use my code to get this discount. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here. No, by the way, the day after the trial ended, and he was fucking clear, his lawyer came out and said, all you motherfuckers that used this as a fucking marketing thing should be ashamed of yourself. And it was like, oh, what about the ones that just said we weren't going to do that? Like, and that was a lot of the conversation too. Like Evan, me, and Matt all said it back then. It's like, hey, we know what it's like to kill somebody when you're 18 years old. Right. A lot of other people don't. So we just look at it from a different perspective. Like,
how come nobody gave us shit? Like, we're all wearing Under Armour shirts and stuff. How come nobody gave Under Armour crap? You know what I mean? Like the brown t-shirts with the Under Armour logo right here.
Yeah.
That's in like 90% of the pictures of military guys. It's just
I think I still have one of my Heat gear ones.
I think the difference is we weren't really killing Americans, but
might have something to do with it.
No, but again, like, nobody actually did the deep dive. Like, dig up my comments on it. Like, I was like,
it's a soundbite culture.
I also, there is a screenshot of me on Facebook going, I hope to God this trial goes the correct way and not what happened to fucking Chauvin. Right. Because you had the jurors openly come forward after that case was done and said, oh, I voted that way because I didn't want people to target me. Yeah. Okay. That right there should blow that entire fucking trial out. Right. Like, because you just had a juror say they voted one way because they were afraid.
Not, this is what I believe. Just,
yes.
I don't want the repercussions of doing the right thing.
He got completely screwed. Like, he's in jail for 22 years for a murder that he didn't do. Yeah. There was no murder. Yeah.
But Kyle, his trial went, I mean, it was good.
Surprising. Yeah. And the judge was which is crazy. The judge is a Democratic judge. Yeah. Like, there's so many facts like people don't know because they never deep dove.
But that stuff doesn't bother me. Political affiliation or whatever. If you're a judge that's just going to go like, this is what the trial unveiled. Yeah. By the law, this is how this works. We gotta do it. I don't give a shit what you do in your personal life. Like, if you're on the stand and you can do the job. I don't Democrat, Republican, socialist, libertarian. I don't care. If you do the job, cool. Do the job. As long as you're doing the job. But as soon as you put the robe on, whatever you're voting personally doesn't matter anymore. You're just there like to clear the law. That's it.
Like, hey, as soon as we got to follow whatever they tell us to do.
Yeah. And that's the whole, and that's one thing since everybody in this room wore the uniform, that whole, like, just everybody's green. Yeah. All of a sudden everything disappears real fucking quick. Yeah. And it's but I don't know, man.
This goes back there was to this fictional, like, I loved the fucking, the commentary of, you guys threw him under the bus. I'm like, what fucking bus? None of us were like, oh, hey, you guys missed this angle of the video, and supplied a new video angle. Like, no, we just said, hey, we don't know that guy. We haven't met him yet. I mean, obviously we've met him up at this point, and Matt's spoken to him a lot, and they're pretty close. Like, it's just, but it was like, we didn't throw anybody under the bus. Yeah.
Well, it's crazy to even to have an opinion before the facts come out. Like, you're
setting yourself up to get burned.
Well, I feel like people require us to have an opinion right when something happens. No, like, I wasn't there. I don't fucking know.
Unless it directly affects us or we're directly involved.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, oh, that happened. Well, it sucks for one of the people. But like, I don't know what you want me to say.
Right.
I wasn't involved in it.
I'll share an opinion, like afterwards.
Yeah.
But like the first 5 minutes it comes out, I'm not going to get on fucking line and have an opinion about it.
No.
Like, how can you?
Well, you just jumping on the same,
Yeah.
Very minorly educated train of someone that makes their decision. I mean, how many people just get their news from a meme and then all of a sudden they're the fucking expert?
Well, and that's the soundbite culture thing. It's like you read the headline, you read nothing else, or you read some clickbait fucking thing and then nothing else. But now and you have an opinion.
I mean,
about it,
dude, it's happening today. Like there are all these articles out about this girl quitting American Idol because Katy Perry mom shamed her. And it's like, that's what the headline is. But then I dug into the article and it's like, wait, no, she like just made some comment of you should really keep competing because you're doing really well. And the girl was just like, no, I don't want to be away from my kids. Like once you dug into the article, it's like, wow, you guys really stretched on this one.
Yeah.
Well, it's
that's
the
that
whole
soundbite culture. We like to take one sentence and it's like, this is what they meant. And it's like, did you listen to anything they said before or after that, or just that one piece?
It's the whole doom and gloom news cycle.
Yeah.
We don't have anything else to talk about. So everything in the world is doom and gloom, and the world's going to end tomorrow. And I don't care what it's actually going on, but this is fucking.
That's why I have embraced ignorance as bliss. I haven't read the news or watched the news or anything because I'm like,
you can't trust anything now.
I went to,
and I can't affect it. So I'm like,
well, at the end of the day, these are private businesses.
Yeah,
and they all make their money by serving ads for people that click on things.
Yeah.
Okay. So when your entire motivation behind everything you do is enticing clicks, you're going to be disingenuous a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I got asked, so I sell some of your product in my store, and I got asked why I support your company. And I was like, I'm going to tell you right now, for all of you out there, I met this man. How long have we been recording? 30 minutes? I met him 35 minutes ago. And that is the first time I've ever interacted with anybody at Black Rifle. I've never met anybody from, other than I've been in some of your cafes. So that's as close as we're getting, right? I sell some of your RTD stuff. And I got asked by, as you described him, one of the pink hairs, and asked me why I support your company. And I said, because I make 45%. I needed a coffee drink. One of my distributors carries you, and I make 45 points on it.
That's great.
It's the entire reason I carry the product.
We had a major vendor that was going through the process of carrying the products that got to a point in the conversation where they said, well, how are we going to explain to some of our employees why we're doing business with Nazis? And our head sales guy was like, conversation is over. See you later. We don't want you.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
But that'll
like, why were you even talking to begin with?
It's just, dude.
But the whole point I bring that up is like
if
whatever Black Rifle or your beliefs are, doesn't impact my fucking bottom line. At the end of the day, I'm a capitalist.
You guys should have responded with, we don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, exactly. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Like, it's just like, you think we're Nazis? Like, wow, you have not researched history very well.
We got some shit. So we did, when did we go to Sturgis? 17?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
So you guys were it was the first year you guys went to Sturgis. First year we went to Sturgis, and Evan's dad was there, Ed, and we had a great fucking time.
I love Ed.
In the process of us being there and the locations you guys had and we kind of switched some products. Like you guys had some of our patches, we had some of your patches. At the end of the week, we had, I don't know, 25 patches, 30 patches left over, and they just got stuck in a box and we forgot about them forever. So we found this box with these patches that you guys don't have anymore. Like you don't sell them on the website or anything like that. So we did a little promo. Like, you know what? Fuck it. For the next 20 whatever people that place an order, you get a free BRCC patch that they don't even make anymore.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, we're just getting rid of them.
The fucking hate that we got. And it was great because people are like, oh, I can't believe you, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And it's not.
Do
not
people
even
just want to be angry, though?
Well, it's like I sell Coke products too. And I'm like, hey, why don't you go look where they've put a lot of their money. But you don't have a problem with the fact that I
Right.
sell Coke products.
Yeah, I know. You're holding us to some invisible standard,
Yeah.
and we talk about that with people that get on us about our videos. Is like you didn't force Step Brothers to fucking cut out the fucking dragging his balls across the drum set. It's like that was comedy, like, and nobody fucking went up in arms about that. So why are you giving us a bunch of shit because something was a little edgy? It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
We're comedians.
Yeah.
We want to be funny.
But
Best
we
thing
need
I
to
ever
be
did
fun.
was make a sticker for my company that says fucks on it. And I can't keep them in stock. It's fucking awesome. But I have customers that are like, I don't appreciate that you did that. And I'm like, and there's plenty of other competitors that you can go shop at. But like, I don't.
Yeah.
But like, I don't even have shareholders. You have that whole fucking nightmare now. Fucking thank God. But, shop somewhere else. Vote with your dollars. The
Right.
funny thing is the $7 you were going to spend in here ain't changing my fucking life. Hate to tell you that, but hate to be the bearer of bad news.
We always have the response when, we tell people what we do and we have cigars and whatnot. And they're like, oh, well, I don't smoke cigars. And it's like, well, not everybody's perfect.
Yeah.
Although I put that tin tacker up in my fucking bar because you gave it to me.
The what?
The Warfighter tin tacker, the sign.
Oh, yeah.
It says I'm a Warfighter authorized dealer, and I tacked it up in my bar. And all these people are like, do you have that? And I'm like, no.
Not
And
yet.
I was like, but I got
You should.
We are about to.
But
It's a $100 license.
One of our best
Dude, I'm
retailers
so fucking tempted.
is the old gun shop, Montesima.
Black Rifle Bernie.
Yeah, they
One
throw
of-
they push a lot.
One
out.
of our best retailers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always see people buying them in there.
Yeah.
They're always looking. It's a good setup too that you have there, like for people to look at it, to catch his eyes.
Yeah.
And it's your customer.
It's the
Someone
same-
coming in to fucking
Reach-
have Black Rifle and a gun. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be like, I need a cigar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now,
There's
if we
a-
can put a brothel above it, like now we're just.
I mean, it's Bernie. They might let you.
I think that's the perk is I'm like 70% of my client base is either current or prior military.
Yeah.
Just because this is San Antonio and fucking most people here are veteran status. But between that and the cigar sign and what I do and shit like that,
Yeah.
like I told you, we've got like 20 or 25 cigar smokers. It'll be a Saturday night. We're all hanging out behind my store fucking smoking.
I told Jazz they need to figure out how to move all their playing tables for the game store here. And then we host a game night back here and everybody can smoke.
Oh, there you go.
I could fill it.
Yeah.
You could put an underground casino in here.
Oh,
You
that'd
got
be
the
cool.
space.
Or we could just do it here.
Yeah.
We got like the bunch of city shit and cop stuff down there. So we're like the perfect place where they won't even notice.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, after seeing Cletus's whole setup, I was like, why aren't we doing our own Talladega nights?
Right.
Like,
Oh.
Oh, see, now
it'd
you
be so funny.
now you have me interested.
You guys could do like a rally style thing out at the ranch.
I've pitched that as well. Like,
Yeah.
because all you do is you take the entire plot line to Rad and you put that onto any
Fucking
racing
yes.
sport because you have your underdog that shows up, not a main sponsor and things like that. Like,
Wait, can I race in it if I have a full windshield graphic
yeah. Why not?
all the way across the
Why
front?
not?
You just got to get the ones like our windows
The
where
perf?
you can see out of them.
You just can't see in.
Oh, I know because my print guy just leased the space next to me, so now I
Nice.
don't even have to go anywhere.
Yeah,
which is
tell me
fucking
about
handy.
Rally Ready because I've been seeing a little bit about it, but I don't
You need
know
to go
a lot.
take a course.
I do.
Go learn.
I will.
And then you'll buy a rally car.
Oh, we already been down that rabbit hole.
So I want to do the Baja 1000.
Oh, okay.
And the Pro R we were talking about.
Okay.
Right. And so I need to get ready for that. So
Yeah.
Well, then you need to meet Josh from 3P.
okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they're those guys do that every year. Like they build the machines for
Nice.
it. Because you're gonna have to have a chase vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So I think
I'm
what I
gonna
want
be the
to.
navigator.
and a mechanic.
I
like-
think what I want to do is I want to go with somebody and
Yeah.
watch it,
yeah, you can go with him.
and then fucking,
Yeah.
and then I'm not going to go in cold.
Can
I'm
I
gonna-
volunteer to drive your chase vehicle?
Do you understand what you're volunteering?
Yeah,
Habla Espanol.
enough to get beer and where the bathroom is.
You might need a little bit more for this one.
I have no desire to do a 1000. and sit in a vehicle in a fire suit and
but
sweat
I
For
have,
36 hours.
yeah
I have this weird obsession with stamina races. So,
I want to do it once and then I'm done.
and honestly,
then I'll probably be addicted, but
it would
I'll
probably
start
be
with
enough
one.
for me. I'd probably do it and be like, I've done it. I have the story.
yeah.
Like, how many times do you think you shit in your fire suit?
Oh God. You can just stop and shit outside.
Well, you lose time though.
yeah.
See,
You
I'd
could
be
probably fill
in
it
the
up.
chase vehicle and you'd be on the radio going, I got to shit. And I'd be like, just shit your suit, dude. Just fucking go. We got another one at the pit stop. You just fucking strip the shit off and just put a new one on.
I'm not going to shit my suit.
I might.
suits are expensive.
They're very expensive. They're extremely expensive.
You're rocking 2 suits and shit in a suit. Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, it's a good thing that you can throw in the wash machine. And
The last suit I bought, I was a senior in high school because I couldn't race in Pennsylvania on the track if I didn't have a fire suit.
Yeah.
And I bought that suit, and I had to 3 weeks going to school and working full time at the woodworkers warehouse I was at, and I had to save every penny I had to buy that one fucking suit. So worth it.
Yeah, they are expensive.
yeah.
They are pricey.
But yeah, the guys that built my machines, they do this professionally.
Sweet.
You can go join the crew because
So
they
all I
need-
got to do is get big enough to go public, and then I can get another fire suit.
then yeah,
I just wanted to understand the scale I'm dealing
I just
with.
got
here.
an IBO, then I get a second fire suit.
So, how is that experience being able to ring the bell and doing the whole
I
thing?
didn't go down there.
You didn't go
just
down
because
there?
I didn't want to go into
Yeah.
New York. I mean, that stuff it's not really important to me.
Yeah.
Like I know, yeah, it's a big step. It's a big crazy thing, but like I'm not.
The pictures were cool.
Yeah,
Like the
pictures are
giant flag outside and all that
looks
stuff, that was
like he
cool.
had fun. Yeah, I mean, it's a monumental thing. Like
Right.
having our company name all over Wall Street. That's pretty cool, but it's also like not like crazy.
Although I've lost like
Yeah.
45% on my buy. So
just wait.
Just keep buying, man.
if you could stop fucking around, I'd appreciate it.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I would love to be able to tell you things, but apparently,
Don't Martha Stewart this shit. That's it's bad.
Wait till these shut off.
You can do that. You can do that if you're Nancy Pelosi, but
No, I thought it was cool. Like, I mean, only because it was, like I said, I just met you and I've never met anybody from your company before, but it was cool to, as cheesy as it sounds, kind of see one of our own, get there.
Yeah.
And it was just like, hey, I've never met these guys, but based on what I'm seeing, they're probably the kind of shitbag I'd like to hang out with. So like seeing one of your own like get there was
look, they're in the big house.
it was like, they made it.
So that leads me into my next question I have for JT. And I don't know if anybody's ever asked you this on a show or not. But I want to get your take on Drinking Bros episode 100. And the reason I asked that is because
We're not doing it.
Scott and I were in Colorado
God damn
when
it.
you guys were out there. We were out there for the Freedom On Fest.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much like our launch for Warfighter.
Yeah.
We did a Fallen Angel Aviator Foundation cigar.
Yeah.
A bunch of proceeds went back to them, and we had a great fucking time for the weekend that we were out there. But that was the same weekend that you guys recorded.
Yeah.
And did not film episode 100. And for all the listeners that don't know, Drinking Bros episode 100, you just have to go listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
great.
iconic. I mean, shit, I've never even really thought about it.
Yeah.
It was like something we did, and then again we go on to this next thing, and,
Right.
and everything like that. I mean, it was funny. It was really funny because we just kept like joking with ourselves.
Yeah.
Like as if it wasn't happening. Like Ross was like, so that story about your grandpa. So it was funny, but also too, like back then, like the podcast days were Wild West. Like
It was a different animal too.
it was.
Yeah.
And like we were just pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
Like how could
What year is Drinking Bros in now?
we started in 2015. So
8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we're not that far behind the curve, and we don't have BRCC to
Well,
fix things.
No, I mean, I think like everybody is now here's one of the big differences. When we started Drinking Bros, if you said the word podcast, you felt embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
yeah.
did shit there.
Well, it wasn't a legitimate format.
It was
a,
kind of a
Yeah.
so you're in a basement and you're you're doing a radio show for your immediate family. Like, what is it? Like,
Right.
I mean, there are times you go back and you look at the charts, it's Joe Rogan and us and guys we fucked. Like,
Yeah.
and like,
That's a podcast for people
There was
who don't
just-
know. It wasn't. It's just. It wasn't just guys. They
Yeah,
fucked.
yeah.
I don't think he was talking
That
about
was a
the podcast,
podcast
show.
name.
I don't think he was talking about the podcast. I think it was. I think he meant exactly what he said.
so it was like we were doing things that radio couldn't.
Yeah.
Because radio is censored and corporate and stuff like that. So I was the one that brought them the idea for 100 because I just thought it was fucking silly as shit. Like,
Right.
hey, let's put it out. We'll two strangers like that we pick, you know, if you volunteer, you write in. I mean, we had like, you know, 700 men
And 2 women.
88 women. Yeah. All
Wow.
of which were good looking, by the way.
Yeah.
It was hard to decide.
Was it awkward? Or
No.
was it no?
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Was
not
it
like you
awkward
think.
for them?
No, not really.
They didn't
either.
give a fuck.
But again,
Look,
they
if
did
you
not
were gonna
meet.
if you were
until-
gonna write a letter saying yes, I'll fuck
Can
a
you hand
stranger,
this-
you're. I mean, you know what you're fucking
Yeah.
showing up for, right?
Which ice? Yep.
So, but podcasting it's not as much anymore. But podcasting at the beginning was a lot like why so many of the syndicated hosts all went to satellite.
Yeah.
Because they
Well,
didn't.
that's what we were originally offered, an XM show. And
Really?
yeah. But what turned us off from it is they wanted it 4 days a week, Tuesday to Friday,
God,
9
no.
to 11. And we were like, fuck that. Like,
I
that's
barely
a
want to
lot.
do this hour and a half shit show. This fucking-
So,
well, I don't know. We won't talk about it on the air, but that would depend on what XM said the check was.
well,
I
and
might
that,
be- I
that
might be
was
willing to
another
do 4
thing
days a
too,
week.
is like they
Oh, hey, big
came
boy.
back, the money wasn't good at all. But that's why I had started the original Drinkin' Bros Facebook group, was because we were about to launch this show. So we were telling everybody, hey, this is going to be a radio show. And as we got deeper into the dealings with XM, it was like, oh, this sucks. Like, and this is a big lift. And
Well, because with the guys that went satellite, like the Stearns and all those guys that went, they already have that base.
yeah,
I mean,
so they're bringing this giant listener base.
and at that
Yeah.
point, XM's going like, if we get Stern, everybody that wants to listen to them on their commute now has to subscribe, or
Yeah.
they lose this show.
Yeah.
So it's a built-in buy. And you guys were, not that you were unknown, but the show was an unknown quantity.
Yeah.
You didn't know what you were going into. So
well, and so there was no money on the table.
right.
But you guys had diehard listeners. Like when we jumped on board, we jumped on when we started the company. And so we sent everything over to you guys, for our first sponsorship and all of that stuff, with a date for you guys to go live with. Except we were so young in the tobacco world, we didn't know how credit card processing worked.
No.
Yeah.
Ross jumped the gun by 2 weeks, and it had nothing to do with credit card.
No,
processing.
there was the date. There was a date we sent.
Yeah.
And then we found out that we had to get that letter from the lawyer for the credit card
Oh,
processing to get our processing approved. So you guys went live with all the sponsorship stuff. And then we didn't go live on our website for 2 weeks. So we had 1 million fucking people being like, hey, where the fuck can I buy this? Your guys' website says coming soon. And we're like, fuck. Hindsight, at the time, it was pure fucking panic.
No, one of the biggest things that blew that show up was in 2017 or late 2016, Spotify didn't have podcasts on Spotify, and they picked 50.
Yeah.
We were one of them.
Oh.
And for 3 years, there was only 50 podcasts on Spotify. So if you could go to the podcast tab, we would be right on everybody's dash.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that grew the show a lot. And then, it was funny. It was super
Right.
funny
Yeah.
back then. So like so many people, that's how I met Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
They wrote me and they were like, we listened to
Really?
your show in the tour bus, and dude, we just die laughing. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why are you listening to
That's
our
what we
show?
say to everybody.
Everybody that writes us or comes into my place or shows up here or whatever, we're always just like, why do you listen to this? And every once in a while I'll be like, hey, I got to leave. I got to go to my recording. People are like, what? And I'm like, for my podcast. And they're like, well, what podcast? I was like, you don't want to listen to it. Like, don't. I'm like, trust me, I kind of know you, and this is not.
This is not your bag,
it's not what
baby.
you want to listen to.
Fucking.
Now, one of my best friends in the world is actually a mutual friend of ours who I met through this show and started following this show because it got recommended for listeners of your show.
Oh, okay.
So, but TJ
Kurgan?
Kibby,
Oh, wow.
who
Yeah.
I think was actually just at your place.
Yeah.
So when he came out and visited, he was staying with me,
Oh, okay.
and he invited me to go out there. But
You should have.
apparently, I heard what happened that night.
And
Apparently,
Uncle
I needed to go.
Laser and like shit got wild.
Yeah, apparently I needed to go.
You just
but,
got to pull a Scott and just get blackout shit faced.
I apologize
For
to
what?
you on this show for the night that I went to your house.
I don't even remember that.
Well,
Neither
do
does
I.
Scott.
So, yeah, see?
So
Yeah, but you know where you feel that guilt, like, oh my god, they must, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about.
but yeah, he invited me to go out that night, but that's how I met him, was through this show, and he's become one of
That's awesome.
my dearest
Yeah.
friends. So
Yeah, he comes out like every couple years, just shows up on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
he visits me like 4 times a year, and he stays at my place. But so I will make sure that he hits you up when he's in
Well,
town.
you got to
so.
go now.
All right,
You missed the fucking crawfish and Uncle Laser.
apparently. So, in all fairness, he was gone and the house was empty, so I had sex for like 4 hours. So
Not with the dog, right?
no,
Okay.
I'm married. I am married.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Plus, my dog's a puppy, and I think that's illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't,
So it's legal if it's not a puppy.
he just said no new meat.
there are 7 states. Now, I heard this on a podcast, but there are 7 states. I didn't know this until I heard it, where it's not illegal for bestiality, and Texas is one.
That is
In
weird.
West Virginia, it's only illegal if the animal weighs less than 15 pounds.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Can you imagine the person writing that law? Because at some point they went,
There's a reason.
okay, hey,
There
what if
has to be a reason.
Somebody just went, well, what if we just put a weight limit on it?
Like, you know,
Like
this will take care of a lot.
somebody somewhere had this conversation of,
wait.
hey, we're gonna outlaw fucking animals. Wait. How about we just put a weight limit on it?
No more chickens.
Entry level weight limit. Oh God! Why can't we be present to these types of conversations?
Oh, my God.
This is the history I want to learn.
Do you know why? Because we're all on podcasts like this, and they're like, there's no fucking way we're letting these people speak. There's not.
They're no better than us, the people who make these laws.
No, they just don't say it into a microphone.
Yeah.
So I don't watch a lot of news, but I did watch the TikTok hearings.
Yeah.
And when that motherfucker was like, does TikTok access my home Wi-Fi? And I was like, okay, keep going. And he's like, and he's like, well, your phone does. And he's like, so if it accesses the Wi-Fi, could it access my other devices? And it's like, no, it's just using it for the internet because that's how Wi-Fi works. It's like, yeah, but let's say my fridge is also connected to my home Wi-Fi. Could TikTok see my fridge? It's like, what the fuck?
What
Like,
are your thoughts on the ban TikTok or not ban TikTok?
But-
Or
it terrifies me because some aide didn't see these questions
Yeah.
and was like, don't ask about your home Wi-Fi. All right.
I mean,
Like,
just get rid of TikTok. Who cares? Like they purposely inflated views so everybody would go over there. And it's like, we know that they purposely inflate them. So it's just like, fuck it.
well,
who cares?
but that's what I thought. And then I see how many fucking new listeners we pick up on TikTok, and I'm like, I don't know if they're inflating them or not.
I'm not saying it doesn't work. It's just a.
And I have a thing with TikTok, and these guys know it. When I open my app, I actively talk shit to China. Like, I hope they're listening.
I just deleted it.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm finding more and more because everybody else has now copied it.
Yeah.
So like all the rest of the social media platforms just have TikTok
It's the same
equivalents,
shit.
but there's less ads.
Yeah.
And so the whole reason I'm watching shit on other platforms now is that there's less of this ad content
Yeah.
because it's like every 3 fucking.
Well, I mean, to me, like coming from somebody that has spent so long and in like conceptualizing an idea, shooting it, editing it myself,
Yep.
creating it, when I see something like TikTok, you just gave a bunch of people that could never do that, and now they just make garbage.
And the funny thing is that the ones on TikTok that do, the ones that understand what it is, like you could talk to them about aspect ratio, or you could talk to them about like basic shit. So like TikTok has a specific aspect ratio. All the ones that truly do edit, understand what an NLE is, that go in, they master their audio and they do all this stuff. Their videos they do nothing.
Yeah.
But the one that's just sitting there just talking into his fucking bullshit, in their car, and they just set their phone up and talk, they're famous as fuck. And it's just like, how? Like, so I watched Cocaine Bear last night. Buddy of mine that owns a brewery came over. It's funny is he owned a brewery, brought a 30 rack of PBR.
Interesting.
So we crushed a 30 rack of PBR and watched Cocaine Bear. So one of the actors in Cocaine Bear is that dude from TikTok that rails about working at IKEA.
Oh, no.
So he's got this whole thing about these women that come into IKEA and ask questions. He's like, I get paid minimum wage to fucking bolt together Allen key furniture. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Like, what are you gonna do? Complain to my manager? He doesn't give a fuck. Go ahead. He's in that movie. Like, he got an acting gig off of his TikTok fame. And it's just like,
well, I also had an acting gig. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, but you don't have a TikTok follower. So.
It's true.
But you look at that kind of shit and it's like, okay, so I see how it's launched some careers. At the same time, it's also just a giant porn advertiser. Like, that's the bulk of TikTok at this point is, do you want to see my butthole? For $3, I'll show you my butthole.
Damn.
Well, your algorithm might be different than mine.
I was missing out. I never saw that on TikTok. But also too, like, you look at our movie was the highest grossing independent film of 2016.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only ones that had a nationwide theater release. Nobody called us after that.
Yeah.
No studio was like,
well, because they watched it.
Yeah.
but again, like, we proved a profitable model.
Yeah.
Yet it's like, they couldn't control us. So
I have multiple friends in that movie and I've never seen it.
I wouldn't watch it. I watched it way too many times because I had to tour with it.
Yeah.
I'll be the total dick and say it. You're on this show right now and I have never watched or listened to the Drinking Bros.
To like, am I supposed to read everybody's book?
No.
It's like, I fucking know you. I've heard this story 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Like, why do I got to read your book?
So, if you're like me and you've never listened to your podcast, where would you say to start? And don't say the beginning.
Drinking Bros?
Yeah.
Like the mid 30s.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: the first like 20 are rough because
you have no idea what you're doing.
Just like us.
You're trying to this is a learned skill to just sit down and be able to carry,
right?
Like, and know and identify dead spots and how to fucking jump in on them and things like that. So it's like, yeah, those first 20 are a little rough, but like in the mid 30s or 60s, like that's where it's funny. Like, Human Dog is in there.
Yeah.
That's my episode. And that all just started because I was just like, I know that I got really good at knowing how to break Rocco.
Yeah.
And I would just like give him completely false facts. And that whole episode, I was just like, Rocco, do you know that bears are the only animal that'll let you fuck it missionary? And he was just like, what? Like, yeah,
Bear Mish started from that.
like, he's like, yeah, but bears also get on top. And he's like, no, what? And then I just keep going of like, hey, if you could turn your dog into a hot chick, would you fuck it? Like, but it's still got dog brains. So it's just kind of like breathing there, like, and you could just turn it back to the dog. Like, would you do it?
The answer is yes.
And that brings me to the next point. I've been investing all of my money in cats. I've got 680,000 of them.
Nice.
I'm hoping the market turns.
You do have animals though. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's
You got some cool ones.
there's an animal. There's a donkey in my front yard right now.
I like the little fucking furry cow.
Yeah, Duncan.
You have a Highland cow?
A Highland miniature cow.
Okay, now I'm coming. Now I'll accept the invite and I'll come out.
Do you have any
there.
fainting goats?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
I have a strange obsession with Highland cows.
They look cool.
Like, my TikTok at this point is half like prank videos and Highland cow videos. Like, it's this weird.
It poured.
And buttholes for $3.
What would you do with a $3 butthole?
I don't know.
Whatever you want.
It's 2023, and you essentially can see 88% of anyone naked that you want to.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna go out on a date with a girl and she's like, "You gonna take me to dinner?" and I'm like, "Probably not, because I can see your butthole for $6." Like, why would I take you to dinner?
I see how many OnlyFans subscribers you're paying. Like, I'll take you to dinner, but the check's on you. Like, that's fucking. I'm not.
Yeah, you open that OnlyFans up. It was 600 videos. Wow, 600. You're a worker.
Yeah. Your work ethic is outstanding.
Yeah.
At least you know what you're walking into.
I mean, could you imagine? Like, hey, what's the future like? I mean, pretty much everybody just charges you to see them nude. What? And everybody's on their phones all the time, but they have to call. Like just imagine somebody from the 80s.
Everybody nude.
Like imagine you're talking to somebody from the 80s, and they're like, "What's the future like?" Dude, everybody's just always on their phones, and this guy's just imagining people walking around with a rotary phone,
right? Not just talking to people.
Like, who are they talking to?
Nobody.
Like, no. They're not talking,
because they would have no concept of the internet or apps or fucking a screen.
I'm waiting for this time next year where you can just hold your camera up and it'll like scan JT's face. And it'll tell me if he's got fucking nudes somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure there's an app for that.
There should be an app for that. I mean,
so you're always looking for a new opportunity.
they already have the AI face swap sites and shit like that.
Your phone does it. How do you think it unlocks with that fucking face app
like,
shit?
You think you can make an OnlyFans with an AI, just straight from AI?
Probably.
We talked about this on the podcast with those fucking the VR strippers. I talked about this with that guy that was making like $300,000 a year.
Oh yeah,
who had the fucking female avatar.
Yeah,
and he was in VR and he was stripping, making like $300,000 a year for an hour a day.
But he was actually dancing.
Yeah, it was the dude dancing for like an hour a day, but his avatar was female.
Wow, I would feel so betrayed.
And he would go spend your money.
Yeah.
There was actually a story I heard about, it was like a month or two ago, but there was this AI site that was like your AI girlfriend. Yeah. And they got so much backlash because they put out an update to it and people were messaging them and being like, it's not the same. Like there were people outraged because they were like, it doesn't interact the same. And they were like, it was just simple bug fixes.
Well,
like we didn't make any major adjustments.
Back in the day, before OnlyFans had come out.
Is that where we're at back in the day?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
So 2019?
This is in El Paso, when we lived in El Paso. And we had a girl that used to film with us all the time, Harley Lotz. She's one of the top cam girls that was in the business at the time. And she would, she had what she called the girlfriend experience. It was $1,000 a month and she had 25 slots.
Jesus.
And they were full with a waiting list of like fucking hundreds of people.
Wow.
And all she said she would do is she had a phone for it and she'd have these 25 phone numbers. Every morning she wakes up, hey babe, miss you. Take a picture of her naked in the shower. Middle of the day, she's like, hey, and she just copy and paste everything to 25 people. But it's like all these programmers and super nerds in Silicon Valley would buy this because it's like, to them, like they have this girlfriend.
They're showing their buddies.
And they're like, dude, yeah, this is my girlfriend. Look, like she says, I love you. Like, and that was worth $1,000 a month. Yeah. I mean,
I'd do it.
Yeah.
You'd pay it?
No.
You'd be it. You'd be the experience.
Dude, if I could get my relationship down to $1,000 a month, I'd be down for it.
Yeah.
But you just saw what I'm now paying for because.
Yeah, you got a new motorcycle.
I didn't get shit.
Well, you got a new motorcycle bill.
Yeah. So Caitlin bought a Harley.
I heard.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Caitlin's bike is very pretty. and it's sitting in the garage, and mine's out back. So, but the insurance bill and the bike bill and everything.
Is she going to go take the classes before
she is at the end of the month?
Yeah.
She's going to take the class, and we primed her for the class, so she has gotten it to where it moves under its own power. She got her feet up, like so she'll be fine at the class.
Yeah.
But at this point, so I'm married, you're married. We won't even try and cover that. And you've got
that was a perfect response.
and you've got a significant other. Have you ever tried to teach your significant other anything?
You can't.
No, you don't do that. No. You pay somebody else to do that.
So we did like an hour. She did great. She's going to do fine at the class. And then because she bought a brand new bike, they gave her the course to learn how to ride for free.
Yeah.
And so we did like an hour, and I was like, do you want to keep going? And she was like, I think I'm just going to hold until the class. And I was like, I think that's a fucking wonderful idea. Like, just
I tried to teach Michelle how to shoot one time, and
sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it would have been easier to hire somebody who had never picked up a firearm to teach her.
Don't look at me. I'm staying out of this.
So my wife went and competed in the Mammoth Sniper Challenge, and I taught her kind of the basics of shooting. And then I immediately called both of these gentlemen and was like, hey, my wife's going to compete in the Mammoth Sniper Challenge. She needs to learn how to shoot long distance. And they're like, well, you know how to shoot? And I was like, yep. But I prefaced this with, my wife is going to the Mammoth Sniper Challenge. I need you to teach her how to shoot. So, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. It's not going to happen. They don't trust anything you say. As much as she wants to tell me, like, you look really confident on the bike and da-da-da, and I'm like, sure. I'm done fucking teaching you how to do it. Like, let a stranger do it because you'll listen to them.
Right.
So, yeah. But that bike and the insurance alone is costing me more than the fucking digital girlfriend experience.
He could have the digital girlfriend experience.
Yeah. You could do that instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually going to touch these titties, so...
So how are the girls doing?
They're freaking kicking.
I see you teaching them how to race and do some cool shit.
Charlotte she'll do tour with me on the 22nd, so she'll enter in the Razor class.
Nice.
So
awesome.
Yeah.
How old is she now?
9. We're gonna get her driving.
Hell yeah.
And then I'm looking at a drift car soon, probably.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
What frame?
Probably a 350.
Nice.
Just because they're so cheap and
because it's like a smile to get one, and then you're going to gut it anyways.
It's $2,500. There's like 80 of them on Facebook Marketplace right now,
and you're gonna rip everything out of it anyways. You literally just need the chassis. So,
and that motor is strong. Like
all the VQ series motors are fucking.
That's
awesome.
a 3.5 liter, right?
I'm not sure.
It's the VQ 35DE.
Yeah.
Sounds like a 3.5.
It is. It's that's where the 350. So all the Z cars going all the way back.
Nissan's had that engine for fucking ever.
So it started with the 240.
Yeah.
So there was the 240Z. Mm-hmm. That was a 2.4 liter, and then they kept growing. And then when Datsun became Nissan, they kept the Z car going. My favorite one is the Z32, which is that's the 300ZX starting in 90. And then 96. So that was the VQ30DE. The Fair Lady had the TT, which was the twin turbo.
Yep. 300ZX. Those things were
monsters
back in the day.
Man. It was technically classified as a supercar because of the power to weight ratio.
Wow.
So, but the 350 it's an amazing platform. It's everything you need. It's a 51-49 weight balance. Like, you can get it sideways.
So you can get that
easy.
car for like $2,500. Yeah. How much you got to put into it?
Way more than $2,500.
Bare bones. You can just put a steering wheel, and you can knock the camber out so you can get more turn.
Yeah.
So you could do it for cheap, but like you also probably want to put a cage in it. You want to put hard.
Who's building your hydraulic brake?
Rally Ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't you have a
so we broke the budget already.
Yeah.
a Ford Drifter?
Yeah. I have 2. Well, that's all wheel drive.
Yeah.
I got 2 Focus RSs.
Okay.
And then 2 STIs.
Didn't we break one of those?
They're easy to break.
No, we broke that Mustang.
Yeah,
We
but
just had a
we broke the RS as the follow car, didn't we?
No, that was a friend of ours that was helping us get some.
We
follow
didn't
shots.
break it.
No, the Ford dealership broke it.
Yeah.
They put the wrong oil in it.
That's right.
Yeah, the day after we shot.
So
that.
before Justin and I had our current careers, we had a media company together, and we got hired to shoot a video for Ford for a bunch of these custom Mustangs that they were making.
Yeah.
And we got San Antonio Speedway to shut down so we could go use the Speedway. And we were doing a bunch of chase car stuff with the Mustangs, and we had a Focus RS because it had that back seat, and we had the full camera rig strapped into the back of the RS, pointed out the window. So it was all strapped in, and we broke the Mustang. So we threw 17 codes and shifted the rear axle 2.5 inches to one side.
Doing
then-
what?
Wait, I can show you the video. But yeah, we broke that Mustang.
Yeah.
It cost them more to fix it than they paid us to make the video.
Yeah.
Nice.
Luckily, they were cool though, and they were just like, because before we took it, they were like, make something cool, and we were like, that's
What
it.
they told me was, we want so much smoke you can't see the car.
Yeah.
And we accomplished that. And then the only thing they really bitched about was that there was no tread left on the tires.
Mhm.
And I was like,
That's a given.
you asked me not to see the car. Like, what did you want? But that's right. The RS broke after that.
Mm-hmm.
But we broke that Mustang.
Yeah, that Mustang was not happy.
Yeah, it was
when
not.
we
It
were
was
done
not
shooting.
sellable by the time we returned it. But it sold. I don't think they
It sold with those bare tires on it too.
Yeah,
Like I'm pretty sure
Oh,
they
it
didn't
sold.
replace
It sold with
tires.
the bald tires on it.
So what do you got coming up?
Tour race, like we have a new commercial that Matt shot out in LA, probably popping in the next like 30 days.
Yeah.
With a live bear. It's super funny.
Was there cocaine?
No, not in this one, but a same bear from that movie. Same bear. And then I'm talking to Cletus about what the next big event he's doing, because
So-
I'd like to get involved.
I personally want to know about Snake Farm.
Snake Farm.
Yeah,
It was a skateboard company started by Air Force guys, all combat controllers and TAC Ps. And I used to, it popped up in 2016. I was a big fan of it because I just thought it was cool. The logo was cool. The branding was cool. They were taking photos and videos of them like skating overseas and stuff like that. And skating is what got me into shooting video as a kid. So it was like coming back, I reached out to them and was in talks with them last year and was just like, hey, could I get involved in this? And they were like, yeah. So we did. And now we've got, Cody McIntyre is a pro.
Nice. Yep.
He owns it with us. Like he's kind of running the brand. And then the CEO and president and marketing dude are all ex TACP and combat controllers.
Cool.
It's just fun and it's cool.
Yeah.
Like I've been designing skateboards and that's fun.
I like skate companies because they,
Nice.
outside of the super huge ones, they all just get to still just do whatever the fuck they want
Yeah.
to, because skaters
the
don't give a
cultures.
fuck.
Yeah.
It's a culture thing. They're all lifestyle brands from top to bottom. There's a couple that try to ride the line, but for the most part,
Yeah, and I think the sport's coming back. I do
too.
I think it's turning back around. Like kids are into it and you're seeing more traffic. Donut operator just got a building right next to Black Rifle in Bernie, and he's going to put the 5.0 skate shop there. So we'll have
cool.
Snake Farm products there.
Nice.
It'll
Okay,
be
good.
fun.
Could I give our next question is like, where can I get a deck? And
Right on the website, Snake Farm Co.
cool.
But then, yeah, we'll have him in person in the 5.0 skate shop in town.
There's a tattoo artist here in town I'm getting ready to talk to that I want him to do a deck for my shop
That would be super
and
cool.
have him rework my logo for the deck. And I'm not going to fully kit it. I'm just going to hang it on the wall,
Yeah.
but I want to get it done. So
I have a lot of them hanging up.
they're dope. And
Yeah.
I love the art level that's because when I was skating back in the day, so I love Santa Cruz decks. I was always on Santa Cruz, but the hardware and stuff would change out. I just like what Santa Cruz was doing with their art. But the art now compared to what you could get back in the day is just, it's absolutely next level what's on the bottom of these decks. And a lot of these guys are just doing, you can get these one-offs with this handwork that's, you're never going to ride them because you don't want the art to go anywhere, but they're dope as shit. So I'm going to have to look that up. I might have to get myself one.
Hell yeah.
So,
Well, let me know.
I'll find one.
you might know a guy.
Yeah. I might. Nice.
Yeah.
So anybody have anything else?
No, let's sign this bitch off.
Well, fucking knock yourself out, man. You heard the fucking sponsors. There's only one.
You hit Warfighter, we'll get the rest.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Old Scott Jensen and the boys. Warfighter Tobacco. What's the coupon code?
FTFO.
FTFO. Smoke them if you got them.
There you go.
Owellness.us. Some of the best CBD out there. Freedom Friends 25 gets your quarter off your order over there. You can go to Icy Tech Coolers, use the code Freedom Friends 10 to get 10% off your order. For those who get it, if you need a box to keep your shit cold.
To hide the dead hookers.
You hide the dead hookers. At least 2.5.
Yep.
More if it's midgets.
Yeah.
Can I say midget?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've got Grill Your Ass Off. Our friend Jason Murph. He'll rub your meat better than anybody fucking else can.
Yep.
And you can go follow the link. It's grillyourassoff.com/Freedom Friends Podcast. Or there's some code. You can go fucking use that.
It's on the screen right now.
There you fucking go. And if you're an audio listener, go type out that huge fucking URL that I just fucking said.
Yep.
Other than that, I'm going to raise my glass. Oh, hold on. This is going to be rude. It's empty. Here, share me. Yeah, sharing is caring. I'm going to raise my glass and say thank you for being my fucking freedom friends, even you, JT. We fucking appreciate you, buddy. And other than that, there's 3 little things to live by.
Smoke on.
Johnny?
Drink on.
God damn it, boys.
Freedom the fuck on.
See you guys next time.